Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headache stack. Restlessness to hell and back.
This is Redmi's very first smartphone to come with a built-in cooling fan, and it arrives under a brand new name, the Redmi K90 Max. It's powered by the flagship Dimensity 9500 chip and, of course, features that internal fan system.
A quick shout out to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Maiky from techmaiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out our exciting tech content.
Honestly, I didn't expect the first attempt to feel this refined. Even the design detail here is interesting. That opening looks like a speaker grill at first glance, but it's actually the air intake for the fan. So naturally, we're putting it head-to-head against the iQOO 15 Ultra to see which of these fan-equipped performance phones really comes out on top. Starting with real-world testing, we ran Genshin Impact for 30 minutes in a controlled environment, room temperature set to 25 degrees Celsius and screen brightness locked at around 200 nits. The Redmi K90 Max delivered an average of 59.7 FPS, with a 1% low of 36.8 FPS. Meanwhile, the iQOO 15 Ultra came in at 59.9 FPS on average, with a stronger 1% low of 47.3 FPS. In actual gameplay, though, the difference is barely noticeable. Both phones feel equally smooth. Power consumption is also nearly identical, with both devices hovering around 4.4 watts during the test. When it comes to temperature, the iQOO 15 Ultra reaches around 39.4 degrees Celsius on the front and 39.2 degrees Celsius on the back. The Redmi K90 Max runs slightly cooler, with 38.4 degrees Celsius on the front and 38.3 degrees Celsius on the back, making it just a bit more comfortable to hold, although the gap isn't huge. That said, Genshin Impact isn't as demanding on modern flagship phones as it used to be, so the benefits of active cooling don't really stand out here. To push things further, we moved on to a more intense test. After another 30 minutes of heavy gameplay during peak load conditions, the Redmi K90 Max averaged 59.4 FPS, with a 1% low of 29.4 FPS. The iQOO 15 Ultra was almost identical, delivering 59.3 FPS on average and 29.2 FPS at 1% low. Once again, the difference is minimal, though the Redmi edges ahead ever so slightly. You could call this round a tie. Looking at power draw this time, the Redmi K90 Max averaged 8.1 watts, while the iQOO 15 Ultra was noticeably lower at 7.2 watts. That nearly 1 watt gap highlights the fundamental differences between MediaTek and Qualcomm flagship chips, along with how each brand tunes performance. As for temperatures, the iQOO 15 Ultra climbs to around 46.4 degrees Celsius on the front and 46.2 degrees Celsius on the back. The Redmi K90 Max shows a slightly different pattern. Its front reaches about 45.3 degrees Celsius, while the back stays lower at around 44 degrees Celsius. This likely comes down to the fan actively pulling heat away from the rear. Now, seeing the Redmi K90 Max still hitting around 45 degrees Celsius despite having a built-in fan might make you question how effective the cooling really is. But that's not the full picture. The fan actually allows Redmi to push the performance tuning more aggressively, which ultimately leads to stronger overall performance rather than just lower temperatures.
On top of that, this fan actually outperforms most other smartphones that come with built-in cooling. Let's break it down from a few different angles. First up is airflow, which basically means cooling efficiency. To test this, we compared it directly with the iQOO 15 Ultra. Using the AnTuTu stress test, we pushed both devices to their thermal limits. At peak, both the Redmi K90 Max and the iQOO 15 Ultra hit around 48 degrees Celsius. Once we turned on the highest fan setting, the K90 Max dropped to 46.4 degrees Celsius within just 30 seconds, while the iQOO 15 Ultra settled at about 46.5 degrees Celsius. After letting the cooling run for 2 minutes, the Redmi held steady at 42.6 degrees Celsius, and the iQOO stayed close at 42.8 degrees Celsius. So both phones managed to drop nearly 6 degrees in that time, which is seriously impressive. Even so, the Redmi K90 Max still felt noticeably cooler in hand. There are a couple of reasons behind that. First, the fan itself is quite large. Officially, it measures 18.1 millimeters in diameter, and the blades use an uneven forward-tilted design, which helps push more air compared to typical fans of the same size. Second, the airflow structure is different from what we usually see. Phones like the iQOO 15 Ultra and Redmi K90 Pro follow a more traditional setup with a single intake and exhaust path. The Redmi K90 Max, however, pulls air in from the back, creating a shorter airflow path and improving efficiency. As you can see, the intake process is very effective. On top of that, the air expelled from the bottom can be reused, and with airflow directed toward the back panel along with a large internal VC plate, it naturally makes the phone feel cooler and more comfortable to hold. Now, let's talk about the second aspect, noise. This is something many people worry about with fan-equipped phones, since it can ruin the gaming experience. But surprisingly, the Redmi K90 Max does really well here. Even when the fan is running at full speed, it's about 10 decibels quieter than the iQOO 15 Ultra, which is a noticeable difference. The software experience is also a bit more refined. The fan can be manually turned on anytime, no matter what you're doing, and you can also set it to activate automatically during specific scenarios, like gaming, fast charging, or navigation. That flexibility makes it much more practical in everyday use. So overall, with the Dimensity 9500 and this built-in fan system, the Redmi K90 Max delivers strong performance while also improving usability in terms of noise control and software features. It doesn't feel like a device made purely for hardcore gaming. It's actually a well-balanced phone that's comfortable to use day to day. That's a quick look at its performance for now. We'll be covering more features and highlights of this phone in upcoming videos, so stay tuned for that. Let me know what you think about it. Would you consider picking one up? That's it for this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!